Hey all, Blue Lion Man here. We are 1 week away from Super Bowl 53 in Atlanta. And well, this is the Super Bowl Squares video. If you don't know what Super Bowl Squares is, I'm going to explain it to you. Now, I think I'm biting off more than I can chew here because I'm really fearful that I'm not going to be able to sell anywhere near all the squares by this time next week. We have 1 week to the Super Bowl. Today is Sunday, January the 27th, so we're 1 week away from the Super Bowl. But I was thinking about it and I've been up all night and I don't know, I relented. Last night I decided I've done a Super Bowl squares grid every year probably for about the last 8 or so years, I'm guessing, continuously. So why break that tradition? I'm going to guarantee the prize money, so I could be seriously out of pocket. If I don't sell 80 of the squares, then there's a financial risk to myself. But there we go. Anyway, it's going to be £5 a square. There's a grid of 100 squares. There's 4 prizes of £100 each. Anyway, if you don't know how Super Bowl Squares works, basically you have a grid of 100 squares. Last night I spent ages making this grid up, and as you can see, it's not numbered 1 to 100. I actually numbered it last night between 301 and 400. Now the reason I did that is because I'm going to be selling all of these squares online, so people aren't actually going to get to pick their own ones. The way it's randomized is somewhere here. I have a raffle ticket book, and because I've used some in the past, previous years, I'm now up to numbers 301. So I will be ripping out 100 tickets from 301 to 400, mixing them all up and putting them in a bag. Here we go. There's a bag. So all those raffle tickets will go loose in this bag. That's how I ensure it's random. And then when people, I don't know, send me some money, give me some cash in person or send me some money by PayPal, tell me how many squares they want, I dip in the bag, I'll pick you out raffle tickets, and then that decides what box you have on the grid. Now at the moment, the grid is not numbered, but to make sure it's random, the way I do this is I take a pack of playing cards, which I'm going to do now. And I can find a set of playing cards. Oh, here we go. Pack of playing cards. To make sure all of the columns and the rows are numbered randomly, I get... Oh, that's broken. Shit, someone's trod on that. Okay. Alright. Excuse the language. I take the playing cards. I take an ace to the 10. So we've got a 10, 1. Oh, this just sucks. Should have done this before I come on air. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Which one have I got doubled up? Yeah, the 8 is doubled up. Right. There we go. So let's just check. We've got a 1, we've got a 2, we've got a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards. Right. So we've got, so you can see, we've got 10 playing cards. That's between the ace to the 10. The ace represents number 1, the 10 represents column 0. But I shuffle them up. God, very blueprinterish this. Oh, it's not easy to shuffle when you've only got 10 cards. I'm telling you that now. But anyway, right. Now, we have these cards, and I am going to reveal them to the camera and number the row across the top of this grid, starting from left to right. So, first numbered row will be row 0. So I'll just write that down on there. So I'm having to do it without my glasses as well. Oh. So, here we go. And then after row 0, we have row 2. Actually, these are columns I'm doing first. But and then next we have what's that? Row 3. Column 3, column 3. These are different to last year. Column 6. Yeah, different to last year, thank goodness. Right, next one. What's that? Column 7. Without my glasses on, I'm almost blind. But when I wore the glasses, the light was reflecting off, so it was bad. And if I turned these lights off, it was pitch black. You couldn't see me at all. So, what was that? Column 7. Right, next one. 4. Next one. 8. Not sure this is the best way to do it, but I haven't come up with a better system yet. 8, so that's column 1. 5. And that leaves the last one. 9. Meaning we should be back to column 0, which is the 10. Yep, there we go. So that's the columns, all randomly numbered across the top. See that? So now you can see those numbers all across the top. Row 0, row 2, row 3, row 6. Column 6, column 7, column 4, column 8, column 1, column 5, column 9. Now, we shuffle the cards up again, and now we number the rows, which is for the Rams. See, across the top is the AFC team, so that will be the Patriots this year. It's normally them every year. And then down the side, the rows, we have the Rams. So we take the cards again, we give them a shuffle up, give them a good old mix as best we can. I don't know how we mix them. How do we mix them? I don't know. Oh, that's it, I'll put them down here. That's better than shuffling. Mix them all up. Should have done that the first time. Whee. Now they should all be randomised. There we go. Get them all in together in an order. There we go. And then reveal to the camera. Starting at the top left, the first row will be 8. So where's my pen? First row is 8. See what the next row is going to be. Dun dun dun. Next row is going to be 7. see what the next one's going to be. Dun dun dun, the big reveal. 5. And the next one. 3. And the next one. 9. And the next one. 2. Ooh. And the next one. Oh, we dropped it on the floor again. 4. And the next one. The ace, that's the 1, row 1. And the next one. 10, that's row 0. Leaving us 1 left, which is 6. Well, that was a convoluted way of doing it. Now, if it's correct, the next card should be 8, because that's what the first one was again. And it is. So that's it. All done. Put the pen away. Put the playing cards away. We don't have to worry about this again now until next year. So, now we have a randomly numbered grid. Oh, God, broken. Card case. I think someone's trod on that. Right, put that away. And now we have a fully numbered, randomised grid for this year, with columns and rows numbered between 0 to 9. Completely random. Now, in the strength of the Blue Preacher tradition, I will show you how it works by taking last year's grid. And here we are. Last year, the Super Bowl was the New England Patriots, the AFC team across the top, and the Philadelphia Eagles was the NFC representative down the side. So the NFC team is the rows, the AFC team is the columns. Now, how you win is every time there's a score in the game, it changes the box it's on. So when the game kicks off, it's actually on box 0, 0. And where the 2 meet is the box it's on. And every time there's a score in the game, it changes the box. Now, you only ever use the last digit of the score. So when the teams get into double figures, doesn't matter what the first digit is, it's the second digit you take. So, and then how you decide who wins is there's 4 prizes. £100 for whatever the score is, the box it's on at the end of each quarter. So, over here, I have the scores written down, what it was at the end of each quarter last year in Super Bowl 52. So as you can see, at the end of the first quarter, it was the Patriots 3 and the Eagles were on 9 points. So you go to the Patriots, AFC team across the top, column 3, and then you look down the side for the Eagles, who were on 9 points at the time, and then where the 2 boxes meet, that was the winning box for quarter number 1. And then again, quarter number 2, Patriots were now on 12 points. So you just take the last digit 2, so column 2. And the Eagles were on 22 points. So again, you take the last digit 2, 2-2, where the 2 meet. So last year, Sammy Darcy won £100 for quarter 2. And in quarter 3, the Patriots were now on 26 points. So that would be column 6. The Eagles are on 29 points, so that would be row 9, where the 2 meet. John Nichols, he won £100 last year. These are people I've never met in person, but they've done my fantasy games, so they PayPal their entry fee by PayPal to me. I draw out raffle tickets, write their names in boxes, and that's how you get your numbers. And then this is the important one. This is not the fourth quarter. It usually is, but to cover yourself in case the game goes to overtime, you actually pay out on the final result of the game. So not the fourth quarter score, the final result of the game, just to cover in case there's overtime. Last year there wasn't any overtime, and it finished Patriots 33, so column 3, and Philadelphia Eagles 41, so row 1. And that box won £100. Last year I was lucky because I didn't sell all the boxes, so I guarantee the prizes. So if I only sell, I don't know, 30 boxes at £5 a box, I'm not good at maths, but I know that ain't a lot. Yet all 4 winning boxes are in the 4 that are sold. I will pay out £400, 100 to each winning box. So I could be seriously out of pocket. That's why I've got to try and sell these like there's no tomorrow between now and the Super Bowl, because to make sure there's no financial risk to myself, I need to sell 80 boxes. I think that's very unlikely with just a week to go. And the fact that I'm not at work, so I'm just purely selling these over the internet. But I've decided it's a bit of fun, and well, I guess I'm playing bookie. So hopefully that explains how Super Bowl Squares works. Hopefully you understood all that. This isn't the best video I've ever made, but there we go. If you'd like to have a go, I'm going to be posting up details on TFP. I'm going to try and sell these on social media in the NFL UK fan groups that allow me to let people know, send a link to this video to explain how it works. Hopefully a lot of people out there that don't do my fantasy games regularly, but they know me from Super Bashes. I used to have a blue mohawk, and my username on the NFL UK forums was Blue Lion Man. I now tend to frequent the TFP, that's the fan pub forum. That's where a lot of people that like American sports, but specifically American football, it seems to be the majority of people on there, and those that like doing fantasy NFL games and betting. That's pretty much what we talk about on TFP. But the good thing about TFP is it was created by a guy called Adam Philbin, and he's really great with computers and websites. But he, along with a bunch of other guys, started getting together. I was one of them, and doing fantasy NFL for money, but a live offline draft league. So that's where we all meet together in. We started originally in sort of a pub, but now we actually hire conference rooms in a hotel or a bar, but private meeting rooms. And we all get together, so sometimes 14 of us, 16 of us. We all pay a set fee. Used to be £100. Last year it was £125 each. And we do a fantasy draft, obviously for big stakes. I mean, I'm not that good at fantasy football. Unfortunately, I've never got a return on my investment so far, but it's great. It's a great day out. We have a draft. It's the best way to do fantasy football, and I'm telling you, it has been such a good thing that from the original league, I believe last year there was 3 leagues via TFP, live drafting leagues. One was done down in Southampton, run by John Cartwright. That's the one that I'm in. There's another one run by Sean Connors, who's an absolute diamond geezer, and he is always thinking and coming up with new rules, and he runs a great league. That was the second expansion one that I believe drafts in Northampton. And last year, I believe a third one started in Yorkshire, drafting in Leeds. So that's 3. Now, I believe there has been talk of a 4th one starting even further north, maybe Newcastle area, Durham. And also the possibility of maybe one in Ireland. So, you know, I mean, these things are great that we actually, in some of the leagues, I know for sure the one I'm in, we get people from overseas. We have a Spanish guy that plays in our league, although I believe he does reside in the UK now. But we definitely get a Canadian who is a ship's captain. He can't make it every year, But our Originals League has been running, I don't know, 5 years I think now, and he's made 3 out of the 5 years. If he can get leave from the ship that he's captaining, and that he flies in for it, and he's not the only one. From about year 2, we have had an Irish guy, Robert McGregor, who flies in from Dublin every year to take part in the Originals League. So he used to fly into Gatwick, or he flies into Gatwick I think every time, but it used to be held in Surrey, Redhill, but now it's held in Southampton. But it is a fantastic, I'm telling you, if you love doing fantasy football online, doing a draft, then the ultimate is get onto TFP, have a look. You might find not only do you love it, you'll make a whole new set of friends. In fact, I think I'm going to be seeing some of these guys for a Super Bowl party somewhere in London. I miss Super Bashes. I wish Super Bashes still existed. And if anyone from NFL UK is looking at this, please bring them back. I mean, I know you used to do them free and they must have cost you a fortune because you were trying to get people into the sport. But your sport has been able to pack out Wembley for 4 games a year now, and you've been doing this for nearly a decade. I know you started with 1 game back in, when was it? 2007 was it, the first one? Miami and the Giants in the pouring rain. I remember going to that one. But now you have 4 games a year and you pack it out. The fan base is here. Please put on a Super Bash. Put on multiple Super Bashes if you want. You know, 1 in Wales, 1 in Scotland, 1 in London, and 1 in Northern Ireland. And charge £20, £30, whatever. I know I would be happy to pay it because I've never found a Super Bowl party as good as what Super Bashes were. And I love watching the Super Bowl with other NFL fans in the UK. So please put a bash back on because there's nothing like them. They were the best. And I'm so lucky I got to go to them. And I wish you still did them. Anyway, that's it. If I haven't explained Super Bowl squares too well, you can actually watch last year's video because I did make one last year and I think it was actually better than this one, trying to explain things. But this was a last minute decision to do it this year, and I have literally been up over 48 hours. I was up all through the night writing these grids out, finding the raffle tickets, actually making up a Google Sheets grid online, because that's the one thing. Everybody will know what numbers they've got and everything before the Super Bowl, because I will be posting a link under this video on YouTube, but I will also be posting a link on TFP that will link to my Google Sheets, which will be on public. And as the squares sell out and I draw a raffle ticket for you and you see your name, I'll be writing your name in the little box on there. And so throughout the week, hopefully the grid will get fuller and fuller and fuller, and everybody will be able to see their numbers and from the moment they buy them. So that just leaves it for you guys to decide if you want any, how many you want, what names they're for, because sometimes people will have their own Super Bowl get-togethers at home or whatever, and they talk their friends into having a square or 2. And so that's it. Just email me, blmfantasygames@hotmail.co.uk, and I'll tell you how to go about paying me, because it's a different address. I think the best way to pay me would be PayPal, and but just get hold of me if you don't know the score, and I'll tell you how to fire off payment to me. But you can find me on TFP or just email me. Anyway, I really don't know who I want to win. Normally, I would say because I'm not a Patriots fan, I just don't want them winning all the time. I don't want them winning every year. But you've got to say, pure respect, he's getting old now, but Brady and Belichick have got to be the all-time greatest combination of head coach and quarterback ever. They never give up. They never quit. They find a way. They've gone on the road, and they're in the Super Bowl again. Personally, I really wanted the Chiefs, but can't have them now. And it's weird. I've got a lot of open bets, and I win about £500 more if the Patriots win. But in all the fantasy games I'm in, Playoff Challenge, Gridiron Playoffs, First Down Gridiron, Season Long Game, all of them, my best chance to win, or at least come in the money, is if the Rams win. However, those prices are a hell of a lot less than what I'd win with me open stakes on New England. So at the moment, I'm just hoping for a good game, a shootout. I want a real good game. I want a shootout. I don't want defense. I want a hell of a lot of points. I want to see touchdowns galore and field goals, safeties. Awesome. I just want an awesome game. You know, like that. Like my favourite game this season is, yeah, I like a points fest. My favourite game this season, I have to say, has to have been Chiefs Rams. The game that should have been in Mexico but was moved back to LA. For me, that was the ultimate game. I wish those two teams had made the Super Bowl. I wish it was a repeat of that. That's what I was hoping for. But there we go. Anyway, that's it. I'll load this up to YouTube now and hope that you can spread the word and people fancy a gamble on the Super Bowl. And rather than going to a bookies, they have a little punt on this. It's pure random luck. First off, the squares you end up with is pure luck, what raffle tickets come out. And then secondly, the winning squares are decided by the scores in the game. So nobody has any control over it whatsoever. And it's what score it is in the game at the end of the first 3 quarters, and the final result of the game decide the 4 winning boxes. So that's it. Let's hope this time next year when I'm making this video, the Lions are in the Super Bowl. I mean, pigs might fly, and I've got more chance of becoming an international playboy. But, you know, we live and we hope. Stay frosty, guys, and enjoy next week's Super Bowl.